My hair is quite messy because I just came from the shower. But okay, we're just gonna jump right into this video. So, the topic I want to talk about today is on focus. So, why do I want to speak about focus? So, I kind of want to speak about focus because in this past week, what I've realized is I haven't been as focused. I haven't been as focused to my goals, my purposes, my relationships with people, and the systems that I put in place for myself. I haven't been as focused as I was like 2 weeks ago. And I feel like I can go more in depth. I could talk about how I lacked, how I didn't make many of these videos, how I didn't reflect a lot on this overall past week. But I feel like I'll get back to that in later. I won't beat myself up for, realizing that I lack the focus. Instead, I'll tell myself that yes, I wasn't as consistent, I wasn't focused, but I know that I can be better starting from today. It's it's and this lack of consistency of focus kind of manifested in many ways, including me going back to my old habits, me making the same old mistakes. And to add on that realization came yesterday when my friends were telling me that, like, oh yeah, when they told me that I was falling back on my old mistakes, that I changed, but in a way they don't know if it's for the worse or for the better. And I know that seems kind of harsh, but I know it was in a joking manner. But the thing about my friends is I know that despite them joking, there was a little bit of truth. That yes, I wasn't as focused. And yes, I've been seeking pleasure in other ways that I shouldn't have. This is, by the way, about like hang out with people that maybe don't give me the focus that I need, if that makes any sense. Yes, so I went back against myself and I repeated some bad habits as well as mistakes. And yes, admittedly, looking back at myself, I have changed. But have I changed to the person that I want to be? Yes, slightly. But this week? No. I'll be blunt to myself. No. I see it now, the development as a mountain. So I went up and I slowed down a bit. I'm not going to say I went down. I slowed down a bit. But that was something I was kind of prepared for. I knew that I wasn't going to be so consistent where everything was going to go up. I know there was going to be some, ups and downs. But I think what's most important is that I stay consistent. So despite me slowing down, I can pick myself back up and grow as a person even more. And how do I want to change this? How do I want to consistently strive for this development of ups and downs? Well, this gradual upside, but through ups and downs, if that makes sense. Well, it's kind of simple. Focus on my systems. I feel like one thing led to another. What was it? So I didn't make a video last week, and I know it sounds kind of weird, but I feel like that kind of changed the trajectory of my whole of the way I acted this whole week. Like, I realized me not making this video led to me not reminding myself of the purpose that I have, of the development that I strive to be, and the man I wanna, the ideal person who I wanna be, So I didn't really look at improvement. I wasn't really that focused. And this lack of focus on my goals, my purposes, and my habits led to me focusing on other things, whether it be women, pleasure, stress, grades, things that are related to kind of external validation. And then that lack of focus and that focus on other things led to a rabbit hole of me not being the person I want to be, me not acting in the ways that I should have acted. And yes, I'm not gonna just leave it here in a bad, I'm not gonna leave this video in a bad spot. So what's most important is that on the bright side, I feel confident that I can change, to be better, that I can strive to be better. Yes, there was this roadblock, but what makes life meaningful is that we go through these roadblocks, that we kind of remember to ourselves who we are and kind of gain that confidence to overcome obstacles. I feel like that's what makes life, one of the things that makes life meaningful. And I am now hitting a roadblock in my development, and that gives me motivation that I can overcome this roadblock, that I shouldn't stop here, but I should keep moving forward. Why? Because for the simple reason that I can. So what I won't forget is to focus on my systems, including the one I'm doing right now, which is consistently making videos and these reflections to document my development and to also reevaluate my last week's performance, as well as just becoming a better person each week. Thank you.